Hi everyone, it's Lisa here, and welcome to Saturday Stash Dive. And I'm up against Tuesday Hubbard this week, and we are focusing on stamps. And I'm sorry this video is going up late, but it's been a crazy week, and I knew what I wanted to do for this layout. I just didn't get the chance to sit down until late yesterday to do it. So it's a little late. Sorry, guys. So I was totally inspired by Korean Crafts. I think it's Korean Crafts 83, who's Alicia, and she is on our design team. And when she tried out for our Saturday Stash Dive design team, she did this layout with all wood veneers. So I was totally inspired by it, and I wanted to do a layout with it. And actually, I got this idea from Sandra. And she's like, why don't you stamp over top of all those wood veneers? So that is what I'm going to do. So just to kind of keep everything all the same colors, and I just wanted these wood veneers for texture. I went over each of the wood veneers with some gesso, white gesso. And then I just used my roller stamp over top of it just to create that black and white striped background. So more or less, it's just adding some texture. And when you look on the video, it doesn't really look as cool as it does as it really does in real life. It's kind of neat because you have all this texture that you can see on the page, but it's got that stripe look to it. So it's really quite neat in person. On the video, it just doesn't really do it too much justice. So yeah, make sure you check out the still pictures at the end, and it'll kind of give you a better view of what it looks like. So I went Amy Tan +1 collection for this whole thing. I just pulled out a whole bunch of Amy Tan +1 stuff, and I'm just going to try and get it used up. So I have some paper that I matted the photo on, and then I cut a strip. Now honestly, this layout doesn't need a lot because that element up on the top part of the page is quite dramatic, so you don't want to add too much to it, otherwise it's just going to look overwhelmingly busy. So honestly, the bottom part of my layout I kept pretty simple, as much as I possibly could. So here I'm just going to go through some of the elements that I'm going to put onto the page, and I'm just looking for some pieces to add. So I'm just going through, and I like this little typewriter, and I'm going to pop dot that typewriter up. I pop dotted the picture up on the bottom and then the middle, but not the top because it was sitting on top of the wood veneer, so I didn't have to worry about it too much. And then I'm just going to go through and see what else I can add. I'm going to add a couple more stamped images here in just a minute, but I'm just kind of looking through some of these pieces. These are the tags from the +1, and I was hoping that today would kind of like be able to lift up so that I could put over top of the picture, but it didn't, so that's okay. So I'm just going to add that on top, on the top of the picture, and I don't believe that little flag stays just because it's gold, and I'm going to use silver in a minute. And I think you can use silver and gold. It just, I don't know. To me, I either use gold or I use silver. I don't really honestly mix silver and gold too much. So I'm going to use this Heidi Swap sticker that says, I think it says my favorite moment, or I heart, or what does it say? It says, has my heart. That's what it says. So I actually put that down, and then I'm going to use some tiny little alphas in a minute here to put this. So it's going to have this has my heart, and that will be my title. And then I'm just going to add some of those silver arrows up at the top of that tag just to add a little bit more silver into it. And then here I'm going to add a little bit more stamping and pulling out some of the stamps from the collection. And I'm going to just go through the paper pad and just quickly stamp out some stuff and then just cut it out. This first one I'm using this frame stamp, and I'm using Memento ink just because it was what I had out. And I'm just going to cut it out. I won't use the whole thing, but I'm going to use part of that frame as an element. I'm just looking to see if there's something else I can add, but it's okay. Moving on. just commit and do. So yeah, so I'm just gonna stick down that little bit of a corner, and then I've got green from the typewriter on one side and then green from that little frame on the other side, just to balance it off a little bit. And then I have yellow up in the top right of that picture, and then I want to bring some more yellow down to the bottom. So I'm just gonna stamp this little what do you call it? This little label piece, and I'm gonna put that at the bottom of the photo, and that is where it's going to house my journaling. So that I'm gonna put down just straight to the page, no foam adhesive or anything like that. And I think I'm gonna just journal right on it right away. And this was the last picture that Sandra and Wade and I had taken together from our trip down there. So it was just saying how sad we were to leave and how much we were going to miss Sandra and their family, and that we would have these memories forever. I think that's exactly what it says. So just use a rub-on from the collection. I debated on using some more, but it was already getting a little bit busy. Oh, and I should mention that you can see that heart flare badge also from the collection up in the top right of the picture. I love those flare badges. And then just stamping out a camera. And I wanted to add a little bit more black and white just because there's a lot of black and white up at the top of the picture, and just add a little bit more black and white at the bottom, just to tie it all in. So trim that out, and I'm going to use a foam piece to pop that up and just add a little bit more dimension at the bottom there. And I believe I am done. So yeah, here you guys are going to see some of the close-ups, and you're going to see the pictures as well. And you can see when you get closer how cool that striped background is up close and personal. And like I said, it looks really cool in person on the camera. Like on the video, it doesn't look really all that awesome, but if you stay tuned for the close-ups, you'll be able to see how much detail that stamp has. So, and I really, really like it. So thanks everybody for watching, and thank you Korean Crafts for the inspiration, and Sandra for the added inspiration for the layout. And make sure you check out Tuesday Hubbard's video, and oh my goodness, she made such an awesome layout, so make sure you check it out. I'll leave a link for her video below. And thanks guys, talk to you soon. Bye.